Well, bundle up. It may look like a warm day out there, but wind advisories are being issued for much of southeastern Michigan.
Look at those high-def cameras,
No.
too. Wow. And neighbors divided. A new homeowners project is causing flooding concerns in a Dearborn community.
The Powerball jackpot still unclaimed.
Will the big prize climb even higher, or will tonight's drawing finally find that lucky player?
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News starts right now.
Well, good morning. It's 7 o'clock. I'm Grant Herms.
And I'm Priya Mann. Thanks for joining us for Local 4 News today. We have been talking about the weather all morning long because it's slightly warmer and it's also very breezy.
Very, very windy out there, Brian. I mean, my walk in this morning, downtown was just a wind tunnel.
Yeah, that's right, Grant and Priya. Windy is going to be the story of the day today. It was already breezy yesterday afternoon. It's going to get much more windier as we head throughout our Saturday. Because of that, the National Weather Service in Detroit has issued a wind advisory for all of southeastern Michigan, 11 a.m. this morning until 9 p.m. tonight, as wind gusts could eclipse 50 miles an hour as we head from this afternoon and into this evening. Tower cam from Windsor looking across the river into downtown Detroit. We've kept plenty of cloud cover in overnight last night into early this morning. Wind speeds starting off this morning sustained out of the south, anywhere from 5 to upwards of 15 miles an hour. And that's also kept our temperatures on the warmer side of things this morning. Starting off at 57 right now, Grosse Ile, as well as in Mount Clemens, 64 in Lapeer, 62 in Pontiac, and 59 right now, starting off over in Ann Arbor. We'll head for the 70s this afternoon. Rain after lunchtime with a few isolated thunderstorms along with those windy conditions. But Sunday looks much more tranquil than we're looking for today. The details in your full 4 and forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Brian. A legal fight is brewing in Dearborn, pitting neighbors against a new homeowner. As
Jacqueline Francis reports, this feud all has to do with flooding concerns.
To break it down for you, the neighbors on this side of the street are concerned that the new home being built across the street is going to cause their houses to flood more. On the other side of the street, the attorney for the new homeowner says there's no evidence to prove it, and the city has already approved the plans. It's a neighborhood disagreement that has a Dearborn community divided. This group of longtime Cherry Hill neighbors taking legal action concerning a new house being built across the street. Mike Shahadi, the new homeowner named in the suit, is building on a plot of land purchased from the nearby church. The stormwater from the new home will drain into the Cherry Hill sewer.
And it will take all of the water on 1.8 acres of land and put it into the storm sewer in front of our home. We've already had previous issues associated with the flooding within our basements.
Their fear is this will only exacerbate the problem, according to an expert hired by the plaintiffs.
We're going to flood more often, and the volume of water, instead of inches in our basements, it's going to be even higher.
Shahadi's attorney says there's no evidence to prove it.
Their expert really provides no physical evidence that the court can rely on, and that's why we're going to win this case.
When asked why the defendant is opposed to rerouting the stormwater to Military Street.
First reason is out of principle, the house is a Cherry Hill house, and he has every right, the way they do, to tap into the Cherry Hill lines. The second reason is it's more costly. It's way more costly, and it's cost prohibitive.
The city of Dearborn was also named in that lawsuit. We reached out to them for comment, but have not heard back. Reporting in Dearborn, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
A planned closure on I-94 in Detroit this weekend has been postponed because of the high winds, but there is another massive freeway closure moving ahead as planned. They're going to be causing huge headaches on both I-94 and I-75.
Yeah, those closures are going to be tough to get around, but that is not the big headline. It's what's coming for commuters on Monday morning. Both sides of I-75 are going to be open from I-696 to 14 Mile for the first time in months. To help you get around those orange barrels, our Michelle Oliver has the detours.
Now, here's your time saver traffic.
Happy Saturday. If you're headed out on the roads this weekend, there's some construction to get around. Let's talk about these freeway closures on I-75 affecting your northbound lanes from I-696 to 14 Mile. That is closed until 5 a.m. on Monday. To get around that, you can use John R. There's another freeway closure on I-75 heading southbound this time from Square Lake to 696. This is closed until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And to get around that, you can use Woodward. Have a good rest of your weekend.
All right, thank you, Michelle. The Run of the Dead will make its return to Detroit in just a few hours. It is a great way for people to celebrate the Dawn of the Dead.
One way families remember their loved ones is by decorating an altar in their honor. Our Megan Woods joins us live this morning with one artist to tell us more about the tradition. Hey, Megan.
Hey, good morning. So yes, we are here at Patton Park Recreation Center, where you can see behind us volunteers are getting here, face painters, and I'm here with Mercedes. She's an artist, but we're talking about the ofrenda that you've created here. And the cool part about this run is people aren't just bringing their running shoes, but photos of their loved ones that passed. So you've already set up an altar here, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so this is our ofrenda for our Run of the Dead. It's really up for community members to bring pictures of their loved ones who've passed away to remember them. And this is something we do every Dia de los Muertos. So it is really to celebrate the holiday and to remember our loved ones.
And it's very personal. I mean, I know that people from the community are going to bring their own photos and maybe some food items, but you already have put some items here. So walk us through some of what you have here.
So yeah, I put grains of rice because I feel like they are very important to our culture, our Mexican culture. And I've laid out bagels because personally my family loves bagels, and a banana, some water to drink if they get thirsty on the other side.
Yeah, and so how special is this to share not just your family, but for all of you all to come here as a community?
Yeah, it's very special. I mean, to have the community all come together and to remember our loved ones, I think it's a beautiful thing, and it's really big. The more of us come together, the bigger it is, the bigger the love.
Yeah, and so you were telling me this is your first time attending the run. What are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to seeing all the runners and seeing how they show up and what kind of dressings they're going to show up in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe even the Zumba class. I might participate in that.
So that's the cool part about this event. It's not just the running. Again, I had mentioned this earlier, but there are face paintings over there, face painters, and a lot of cool vendors and things like that. So we will be out here all morning to show you. The 5K, 10K starts at 9 this morning right outside of the recreational center. Live in Southwest Detroit. I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
All right, thanks, Megan. Before you go, Megan, do you think you're going to get one of those face paints? We to see you in some extra makeup here this morning?
For sure. I was going to leave it as a surprise, but, you know, you'll definitely see that a little bit later.
I'm looking forward to it, Megan. Thank you.
Megan is the one lady who can pull it off.
A good sport.
You know,
Yeah.
like she could have her whole face painted and still pull it off like flawlessly.
I'm just excited to see what she chooses. Lots of options.
Oh, I hope she goes for that like classic, you know, the skeleton look. Well, we are talking to our Brian Sherman as well for those runners.
That's right, because it's going to be windy out there, especially when you make that turn into the wind, Brian.
Oh, that's right, Grant and Priya. While we're starting off a little on the breezy side of things and dry heading out the door early this morning, wind gusts are the big issue today with a wind advisory in effect for all of southeastern Michigan. I'll break down what you can expect and when some more tranquil weather moves into the region. Your full forward forecast coming up.
And up next, powerful storms pushing up to Texas and into Oklahoma.
Residents now picking up the pieces.